What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It is Thursday, October 2nd, 2025, year of our Lord. What's going on, friends? Just a girl from Detroit. Hey, just a girl from Detroit. Just a girl from Detroit. What up, though? You know what? I had a friend that called me early this morning and said, Anton, I want you to pop out. And I said, you want me to pop out? What you mean? Anton be in the house. Unless it's a major event. You know what I'm saying? They said, Anton, I want you to pop out. I said, pop out where? They said, I want you to come to this event on Friday. I said, when? Friday from 6 to 9. I said, all right, I might pull up. So, with that being said, Anton from AntonDaniels.com said that he's going to pull up, and so I am a man of my word. So I let my friends talk me into it. So it's this event called Marks and Mingle, right? It's like a networking event where I guess you get some margaritas and some small bites, and then you come and kick it with your friends. And I said that I'm going to pop out, and I need to be more visible in this city, especially if I'm going to run for mayor one day. You never know. I need to be more visible if I am going to run for mayor of the city of Detroit, maybe one day, maybe governor. I don't know. So if you're in the city and you decide that you want to pop out and you don't have nothing else to do on a Friday before you go and tap in with me on after hours, come and kick it with me. I will be here. If you want to know more about it, the link is in the description of the video, or not the description. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. All right. I'll put it in the description of the video later. So if you are near, if you're in the city, you kicking it tomorrow night, come and kick it with me, or tomorrow afternoon anyways, before the nighttime, because I'm going to be in the house by like 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I got a live stream. What up, Darlene from Virginia? First time comer. What's happening? But yes, I will be popping out tomorrow in the city, and I'm going to be hanging out with my people, and we will be in downtown Detroit, and we're going to be having a good time. So that link is in the description, and we're going to be kicking it. All right? There you go. I'll remind you a little later on in the show. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feel? What's the word? Y'all? How y'all feel today? Is life good? Life treating you good? Azriel, I see you. Majestic James, Nathan, Azriel, K Cooper, Larry Walker, Marcus, B Wise, Corey, Tavi, Will Nola, Keita, Kelly. Says good morning from Colorado. Good morning, Kelly. How you doing? Jennifer, Enos, arguing while watching the Millionaire Morning Show. AJ says, was that an admission of what office he might run for? Nah, it wasn't an admission of anything. It's not even an admission that I'm actually going to run. It's just a mindset. You know, A Dunn says feeling good in the DMV, but that shutdown is hitting. Really? I think I'm going to talk about that. You feeling amazing, Tommy? Life has no choice but to treat me good. I love that. Alicia, I see you. J Ben, my dog. AD, can you vlog it? Well, it's better if you see it in person, Moses King. I might vlog it. You know, I like it for people to hit me up in person. You know what I'm saying? I want to see people. That's why I do meetups. Very few content creators actually even do a meetup at all. Very few content creators actually kick it with people at all. So, yeah, hit it up. And then tomorrow I'll remind y'all, if somebody need a ticket or two because they want to bring a friend or two, and I understand that the economy is the economy. Goddess, what up though? Life is good in the D. I feel you. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I might buy a ticket or two for some people, but we gonna get there. We gonna get there. What's cracking, Captain Blue? Never stop. That's true. I'm glad I met you in the DC meetup. Yeah, it was good. When y'all meet me in person, you're gonna say, oh yeah. He's more of what he is online in person in real life. I'm a good time. I'm a great time, you know? Anyways, with that being said, let me go ahead and acknowledge some of the people that support the show early. We want to do a little bit of housekeeping. We got after hours tonight. I'm posting information about the live stream that we're doing on Patreon. If you're not a part of the Patreon, the best time to join the Patreon is the beginning of the month. Trini Life in the building says, good show. Remember, you can always grow. Facts. I appreciate you, Trini Life. My dog, Mike That Dude, is running to the bag. Shout out to Mike That Dude. Thank you on Cash App. Also want to say what up to Spencer Campbell. Spencer in the building. I love you, Spence. Thank you to all of my people on there. Tavi, where you want to meet me at? Where you want to meet me at? Shout out to all of my people all across the United States of America. Shout out to Shutdown. I know I'll be holding your city accountable, but I don't think that your city is a reflection of you. You know, I think you better than your city and your environment. You deserve better leadership. Shout out to my people in Shutdown. Shout out to my people over in DC. I love DC, especially now that it's safer. Shout out to my Floridians. Everybody in Orlando, Miami, Tampa, the Keys, Fort Lauderdale. What up to y'all? North Carolina, South Carolina, Charlotte, Raleigh, New Jersey, Philadelphia, New York, Arizona, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. What up, though? My Mississippians. I'm looking to get to Mississippi soon, probably within the next month. I think I'm gonna hit Mississippi up. My Mississippians, especially my people down there in Biloxi, Tennessee, Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, California, all up and down the coast. I love Cali. Cali is where it's at. Seattle. I got my Idaho bag chasers. What up to my Idaho bag chasers? Shout out to my people down there in Cleveland, Indianapolis. We're going to bring Indianapolis to the front of the congregation. Wisconsin. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my Milwaukee people. I love y'all. Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. One of my favorite places to visit. I might hit Pittsburgh up before it gets too cold. You know, catch me a football game down there in Pittsburgh. Vegas. I love Vegas. One of my favorite places to visit. But the way that my checking account, my savings account is set up, I'm going to go ahead and put Vegas on the back burner. But shout out to all of my people out there in Vegas. Henderson. I love y'all. What else? Who I missed? Connecticut. Alabama. I haven't really explored Alabama like I need to. I need to tap into Alabama, New England. Yeah, my Texans in the building. Atlanta. Shout out to ATLians. Kentucky. I went to Kentucky. I went to Kentucky actually to go and kick it with Fleece Johnson. A lot of people don't know that. New Orleans. Shout out to New Orleans, Rhode Island. Uh, everybody. I love Kentucky. I've been all over this country. United States is a beautiful place. A lot of people don't know that. You ready for the next meetup? Yeah. St. Louis. I got to get to St. Louis. Shout out to St. Louis. I've never been there. Chattanooga. What up, though? Shout out to all of my military people. Shout out to Baltimore, Colorado. I want to give a special shout out to the daycare workers. I want to give a shout out to the stay-at-home moms. Shout out to the stay-at-home mothers. Y'all are underappreciated because for whatever reason, people try to act like being a stay-at-home mother is not a real job. Y'all the real ones. Y'all the real heroes. And to the mothers that's out here working and you still taking care of your kids, shout out to y'all. I know I hold y'all accountable, but y'all doing what y'all got to do. I just want y'all to make better decisions. I want better for you. Shout out to my truck drivers. I love truck drivers. I think that truck drivers are really the essential workers. They don't get the credit that they deserve. Shout out to my medical workers. Shout out to people in corporate America. Shout out to everybody that's working their own business. Shout out to my church members. Shout out to the ladies. Shout out to the young people that watch this and they getting a leg up on their competition because their competition is not situationally aware enough to know that they need to be getting this money lesson in addition to getting the entertainment. Shout out to the people that's not in their feelings and is able to get the meat, spit out the bones, and they may disagree with me on some things, but at the same time, they see the value in the entertainment that we have. And more importantly, I just want to say shout out to my bag chasers. Shout out to the chasers. Shout out to the chasers. Shout out to my people internationally. I see you, Jamaica. I see my Africans in the building, my Jamaicans in the building, my Ugandans, my United Kingdom people, my Tokyo people over there in Japan. Shout out to everybody that continue to hold me down. I appreciate y'all, all right? I just want to say I love y'all. I love y'all, all right? I want to say what up to Rand Wilson. Thank you for contributing online also. I appreciate you. I'm going to read some of these super chats and we're going to get it popping. Daily Discourse with Arturo says, good morning, AD. Good morning, Arturo. Nichelle, hi, AD. How can I become a mod? Let me see. Let me see what we got in here. Nichelle. Comment inside of the. Oh, there you go. I think I see you. Hold on. Let me see. There you go. You are a mod. Ask and you shall receive. I'm very careful with the people that I add as a mod. So, I don't want anybody to be able to have control that don't have control. You know what I'm saying? So it's time that I add a couple more mods. I threw a couple mod badges out there. So we get it in where we can. Shout out to the new mods. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the new mods. We in the building. All right. We here. All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? I got to read a couple more super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get it popping. Shout out to Nichelle. Also, I want to say what up, though, to Rhode Island, where y'all can miss us with the nonsense. Shout out to Cool Eric 95. Just a Brown Girl in America says, why did I click on and you're sitting there looking vulnerable? I'm looking vulnerable? You think I'm looking vulnerable? I don't think I'm looking vulnerable. I don't want to be too vulnerable. Good morning, AD. Ready for my first meetup? Shout out to the Bag Chasers. What up, though? Yeah, Lex. We got after hours tonight just to let y'all know what's happening. Greg Abbott is planning to swarm here in Houston with DPS state troopers, and Houstonians are pissed. Yeah, y'all need some act right. Corey Merrick Sterling says, big up to you, dog, man. Respect to you. Tabby said, what up, though? Hoping the next meetup out here in Cali where we hit that million. I'm there for sure. I think that's where it's going to be. I think it's going to be somewhere in Cali. Just got to figure out where. California is a pretty large state. Thank you to everybody that's continuing to hold me down. Thank you to all of the people. And again, if you're anywhere near the Detroit area, tomorrow afternoon from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be at this event, and it is also pinned up in top of the chat. It's just my homegirl. She said, Anton, I want you to pull up. I said, all right. And if I'm going to pull up, I got to let my people know that I'm pulling up too. So if y'all want to go to Margs and Mingle, we're going to have some drinks and some small bites, and we're going to be kicking it. And I'm going to be in downtown Detroit hanging out with the people. Then you're more than welcome to pull up. And that link is in the description of the video for more information. All right, y'all ready to get started with the show? Let me button up my shirt. Talking about my unbuttoned shirt. Let me button up my shirt. Make sure that my sleeves is what it is. You want a quick prayer before the show starts? All right, Sudan, let me give you a quick prayer, and then we're going to go ahead and get it popping. Lord, bless us, keep us. But before we ask for anything, the first thing that we need to do is show our appreciation for the fact that we are alive and well, and we have the opportunity to make this earth a better space had we not been here today, to live in the present, because it is truly a gift to be here. We don't like to beg. We don't like to bother. We just show appreciation because we understand that you already know what it is that we need, and we just want to serve you and do your will. But with that being said, bless our friends. Bless our enemies. Let me say that again. Bless our friends and bless our enemies. Bless them to understand who you are, and then ultimately to give their life over to you. Also, prick the hearts of those that need a reminder of who you are so that they can give their life over to you, because so many of us have lost our way, and we have forgotten what it means to be a servant. The greatest honor on the face of this earth. We thank you for being our friend. We ask you to continue to forgive us and bless us to forgive. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. And then also, more importantly, bless us with more life. Bless us with more life. More life. More life for those that are doing your will. More life so that we can enjoy the fruits of our labor and the spoils of war as we continue to shut down and stomp on the neck of the devil. And bless us to make sure that we with our tribe. Too often at times, we are surrounded by people that pretend to be our friend, but in reality, they just looking to use us, abuse us, and maybe even capitalize off of us and then spit us out. But bless us to be around people that we can add value to, and we also get that reciprocated energy. We only want to be around people that add value to us so we can add value to them. And if I love them and they love me and we loving each other and we building each other up, everything is going to be awesome. Bless this to be a great show. Bless everybody that's watching this right now, even the people that hit the dislike button. Bless the people that hate me, not to necessarily learn to love me, but to learn to love you. That's my prayer. Because it's not about me. I'm just a vessel. Bless the people that hate me to love you and to find you and to find love in their heart so that they can be a better person. That way they can utilize the conversations that we have to level up. I love you. I praise you. You are the king. I will never turn my back on you. And bless me to always be a servant and to be doing your will. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. All right. That's a prayer for you. That's a real prayer. Ain't no humming and hawing. This is a real life from the heart prayer. This is what we do. At the end of the day, we joke, we have a good time, but we want to make sure that we give acknowledgement and love to where love is due. I love y'all. All right. Okay. And ladies, listen, get you a man that know how to pray. Get you a man that know what God wants. Not one that pretend, but one that really love. Fellas, get you a praying woman. If she don't pray for you, she don't love you, bro. If you've been with a girl for more than 6 months and she ain't never actually prayed over you before you left out of the house, if you can't get with a chick that you will say, hey, listen, I need you to put your hands on me and pray for me. Join me in prayer because where 2 or 3 are gathered, there he is in the midst of the. If you can't actually talk to your girl and say, let's send up a prayer, then that's not your girl. She for the streets. I love you too, Mrs. Amazing. Let me say that again. If you cannot join your chick, and if she turn her nose up at God because she want to go and serve the devil, understand that you are in enemy territory. That's not your girl. That's a op. That's a op. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that because you think she got good box. You think she got good face. That's your best eater. Your best eater, the devil. Your best eater is the devil, and you don't want to let her go because she got a hold on you. She got a hold on your soul, a grasp on your soul. You want to know why you can't do what you're supposed to do? You want to know why you can't level up? See, now y'all done got me going. I was about to just get straight into this show, but now we got to start having a conversation. I don't be knowing what the show is going to be. I plan for it, and then I say, God, use me as you will, let your will be done. Do you want to know why you can't level up? All right, listen. You want to have I'm gonna be the realest ever with you right now. This is gonna be the realest thing that I've told you all week. It's 2 ways to be successful. It's only 2. A lot of people don't know this because they so busy reading books and they think that the Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Robert Kiyosaki and Warren Buffett and they chasing, they looking at Jay-Z's net worth and they counting pockets. But I'm going to tell you, it's 2 ways that you can be super successful. You can be regular. You can just be run of the mill, but it's only 2 ways to get rich. All right. The first way is to give your life to the devil. But it's going to cost you your soul. And you'll never be truly fulfilled because it'll be like you always thirsty, but you never can quite quench your thirst because the thing that you're drinking is really taking it out of you. It's a lot of sodium. It's a lot of sugar in it. It's unfulfilling, right? And it's a lot of people that are successful, and the saints and people that give their life over to God tend to look at the devil and people that are doing his work and his will, and y'all tend to envy them because you think that there's some level of fulfillment that comes along with doing his will. You think that these people are more successful than you, and you want to cut corners and you want to take shortcuts. But these people, they live atrocious lives. And behind the scenes, they're broken, they dusty, they unfulfilled, they children don't like them. Often at times, different people in a family, like their child or something like that, they have to die in order for them to get to the next level. And It's a lot of trust issues and problems, and they get robbed and sued all the time. And it's always some chick with their hand in their pocket and stuff like that. It never works out for them. You see them on a boat and they girl got lip fillers and a Botox and they can't move their face and all of this stuff. And you only see this big old large boat, right? You see this yacht that they own, or you see them throwing money and, you see them in the fast cars and stuff. And you want that. You envy that because you think that an engine, a 6.2 liter or a flat plane V6 or some 5 holes, which you can only do 1 or 2 at a time, is somehow, some way going to give you some level of fulfillment. It doesn't. It just keeps you attached to the devil because you never actually get any fulfillment. So you can get there. You can take shortcuts. You can do a lot of things, but it's never going to be fulfilling. And often at times it comes with some kind of tragedy at the end of that conversation. It's the second way though. The second way is you can go the saints' way. Now, this one is a little bit more tricky, right? Because the saints believe that just because you praise God, that then warrants you to get rich or you're supposed to be blessed. And it doesn't. It doesn't. And there's levels. And so if you read the whole word, then it'll tell you, listen, I'm not going to give you anything that you can't handle. And you first have to be faithful over little before I make you rule over much. So he's not going to give you anything that allows for you, if you are a saint, to go over to the devil's side. Because some of y'all have not prayed for character, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You haven't developed all of the other things that is supposed to go along with success. And if he gave it to you because you are a babe in Christ and because you don't have any understanding, you don't get to see both paths in real time, then it would kill you. It would drown you over. It would actually give you over to the devil. So a lot of times you keep wondering, God, I love you. How come you're not giving me no success? Because you haven't done the work and you haven't passed the test. And everything that you do when you a saint or when you a person that actually loves God, it's a test because you got to pass it to get to the next level in order for you to qualify for what he has for you. And so if you're going to have to do it on this side, it's work. And the preachers often at times will tell you, well, listen, hey, have faith, have the faith of a mustard seed. But they don't add that other part to it and say, well, faith without works is dead. The question that you should be asking your preacher and your teacher is, what is the work? Why don't they preach about the talents? This is why we don't believe in the Victim Olympics, because how can you say that you love and you believe in God, but you're seeking and petitioning for a man to give you something? How can you ask a man who you call your op to give you something, but then you believe in God? So either you believe in God or you don't. This is why I don't beg or ask for anything. I don't need a reparation. God is my source. God is my provider. I don't worry about what other people think or what they're going to say, because that is the job of a saint. You're persecuted for righteousness' sake. Your blessings are going to be both on earth and in heaven if you serve the right way, but you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do the things that other people are unwilling to do, because if it was for everybody, then everybody would be going to heaven. The path to righteousness wouldn't be narrow because hell enlargeth itself. So we don't think the same way that everybody else think. We don't go through the path the same way that everybody goes through. We are more focused on the growth mindset, which requires you to do the work inside and out. You're going to have to show yourself and prove yourself to be worthy to carry the crown, to be worthy to have children. You're going to have to leave an inheritance. You can't say that you are of God if you are doing things that do not serve him. And the reward comes along with it. That's why it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, not your righteousness, not self-righteousness. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and everything else comes along with it. Everything else will be added unto you. So when you pray for good character, pray for wisdom, pray for growth, pray for understanding, pray for endurance, pray that you are exactly what you need to be when you need to be it. and that your purpose will be revealed to you through the work. It's not about a job. It's not about a specific position. It's not about whether or not your position will then get you inside of certain doors. It's not about joining this organization or this fraternity. It's not about being a part of the cool kids club. God will give you what you need and who is supposed to be in your life when you become the person that you're supposed to be, but not a second before. So if you believe, because you got faith, right? But you're not putting in the work. If you believe that you really deserve a great man, then why are you not doing the work to measure up? Because all you gonna do is ruin his life if he's the man that God says that he's supposed to be. If God is providing you your man, and if he's supposed to be there and he's supposed to be this awesome guy, do you know what it takes to be with that type of guy? Do you know the type of endurance that kind of guy is going to have? Do you know what it takes to actually become a wife of a great man that is a servant of God? Do you know the level of persecution that's going to come along with that? Are you really prepared? Because you asking for things that you really don't even know what you asking for. Because it's going to require everything from you. Otherwise, stand down and let that man get with the person that he's supposed to be with. Stop being selfish because you ain't ready. You want this phenomenal woman and all of this, and she's supposed to be off this and that, but you got STDs, nigga. You got STIs. You walking around with herpes. How you gonna ask for a baddie? And when I say a baddie, I'm not talking about according to how the world is talking, but how you gonna ask for a great woman and you out here sleeping around with heathens that don't even believe in God, that's giving you every single thing that you don't want, so that you can give it over to her? You want her to pass that down into your son, into your daughter when y'all wind up having kids? No, you don't. You shouldn't want them to have that, because if you love them like you love God, like God loved the church, then you would put yourself in a better position to serve. How you gonna ask for this great position that requires you to be this servant of other people when you love yourself more than you love God? Because you can't pay them the way that you need to pay them. You can't put them in a position where they can quit their job and depend on you. You can't lead nobody. You can't even lead yourself out the basement. So when you pray, because I told y'all in the very beginning of this conversation, and I asked y'all to leave me alone, but y'all wanted to go down this path. So when you have these conversations, because I know that y'all don't want to talk to God because you don't feel like you're ready, but talk to him so he can start giving you the blueprint on how you need to lay out your life. When you pray for success, unless you want it from the devil, otherwise stand down, because it's only two ways. It's only two ways to do it. Either you can go this way or you can go that way. Be careful what you ask for. Your words have power. The power of life and death is in the tongue. You don't want to ruin nobody's life. You don't want to give nobody no bad advice just because you're trying to get to a bag. It's a level of responsibility that come with that. Now, you can do it on the devil's side, but if you're going to be over here with the saints, it's a different type of conversation. That's why we don't care what other people think, because we know that all of those people have no power whatsoever. All of the power is over here. We not looking to fit in, because everybody that's looking to fit in, they just exchanging demons amongst each other. All of the little trinkets, the chains, the beefs, the entertainment, it doesn't mean anything. We looking to stand out. You know why they so worried about me and whether or not I'm going to hit 1 million subscribers and we got to stop him? Because I stand out. I'm not supposed to stand out. Normal, everyday guy, regular, from Detroit, inner city. So no reason for me to be here, other than the fact that I 100% submit myself to God. And if God be for me, who can be against me? If I were them, and this is why I pray so fervently for the people that hate me. You can't talk and speak on God's people and think that you just gonna get away and your life is gonna be awesome. That's not how it works. Every single person that has ever come against me, and it's not because I hated them, it's because that's just the way that God works. Every single person in my life that has ever come against me, they've suffered greatly, greatly. And I pray for you and I say, Lord, don't do that to them. Prick my heart. What is it that I need to do differently? What is it that I need? And he said, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Stay out my way and do what I told you to do. You can't. Your hate for me hurts you. I don't give a flying F, because nothing that you do hurts me. You can't touch me. You need permission from God to even petition, to even come and talk to me, to even be able to say anything. Y'all don't know about Job, how the devil was walking back and forth throughout the earth trying to figure out who it is that would curse God. And he said, he picked Job. He said, try my servant Job over there. Y'all need to read your word, man. Let me stop because I'll be on here all day. You really need to read your word. You really need to get knee deep inside of your word. It's a lot of people that profess it. It's a lot of people that's going to say, Lord, Lord. You're going to say, depart from me. I never knew you. It's a lot of people that's going to be cursing out demons and devils in his name. He don't know them. He don't know them. I know these preachers and these pastors, they think that they know the word of God. They don't. They don't. They talk a good game, but they don't. They don't. We'll get there. We'll get there. Listen, we going to be here for a while. We going to be here. We going to be here for a while. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description with the bag chasers. We here. We going to be here. Make sure you join the Discord. Y'all ready to get it popping? I'm going to read the super chats after we get to the first part of the show. We got a show to do, y'all. We got it. We got a show to do. We can't be here talking this God body talk all day because they're going to be mad at us. We got a show to do. I love to talk about spirituality the whole time, but we got to put the medicine inside of the candy. We can't just give them the whole thing. You can't give a baby steak. They can't eat that. They can't eat that. All right. Y'all ready? Show got to go on. Show got to go on. All right, y'all. We got to get into this show. Government shutdown. We're going to go with Hakeem Jeffries. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications.
The government shutdown, the spending talks stalemate here in Capitol Hill. Democrats so far not willing to bend on their demands for Obamacare subsidies to be extended and more. Here with me now is the leader of the Democrats in the House, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat of New York. Thanks for being with me, Leader Jeffries. So you maintain Democrats are ready to come to the table anytime with anyone at any place on any spending agreement. Vice President J.D. Vance today said the president's open to coming to the table on health care once the government is funded. Where are we at negotiations right now?
Well, we haven't heard from the White House since the White House meeting on Monday. President has been behaving, somewhat erratically and in an unconventional fashion in the context of the government shutting down. Clearly, they wanted to shut the government down. Unfortunately, we're ready to work together to bring it back open, but to do it in a way where we enact a spending agreement that's bipartisan, that meets the needs of the American people, while at the same time addresses the Republican health care crisis that is devastating everyday Americans all across the country.
So you said erratic, and I believe you used the word unhinged the other day.
I did.
Are you trying to draw a line between President Trump's acuity, his mental state, and what's going on here with the shutdown?
No. I'm actually referring to some of his social media posts, which didn't seem to make a lot of sense.
The sombrero and the mustache?
Correct. Well, it would seem to me that as the President of the United States, on the brink of a government shutdown, if you actually wanted to bring everyone together to try to get to a resolution in a common sense, bipartisan way, that's not the type of behavior that we would see. So hopefully, moving forward, whether it's President Trump or Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Leader Thune, that we'll actually come together to have a conversation to figure out how we can get the government reopened immediately, stop this pain that Trump is inflicting on hardworking American taxpayers, and at the same time, resolve the Republican health care crisis, particularly as it relates to the Affordable Care Act and their refusal to extend the tax credits, which is going to result in tens of millions of Americans experiencing dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles.
What I've learned in my research is that one of the reasons why the federal government, and one of the biggest negotiating talking points that the Democrats are standing on, is basically health care for illegal migrants. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to cloak it, right? They're going to pretend like, oh, no. We're not really having health care for illegal migrants. That's not what we're standing on. But they are basically packaging it in a way to where they would be funding taxpayer health care for illegal migrants. You go to the hospital, doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, whether you're legal or not. You come over here in the United States of America, you come to the hospital, you get health care. And those subsidies directly go towards or is from taxpayers. And so all of these little talking points, Congress, politicians mostly, are the only ones that cannot do their job, keep the government open, and they get a promotion or they get a renewal of their contract as a result of it. They are the only ones that can maintain a job, and annually, we see the same thing. Bro, I don't remember the last time that the government wasn't shut down. I don't remember. Listen, Democrat, yes, and the Republican healthcare crisis. I don't remember the last time that the government didn't shut down. And now a lot of these people is working. TSA, all of these people, they working. They ain't getting no paycheck. They're going to have to get back pay. Crazy, man. Congress members, all of them is rich. Filthy rich. How? We don't know. You get into Congress, you get rich. All of a sudden, you have a great net worth. Put it in a spouse's name. Hey, you know what? That's not me. That was my spouse's net worth. That has nothing to do with me. Well, you lay with them every night. What are you talking about? Do you know that there's Congress members that don't even care about their spouses? Congress is the real love in hip hop. That's how I know that Jasmine Crockett is a failure, because she didn't even marry the right way. Like, she can't even find a person. And I'm in this instance, I'm going to say partner. Jasmine Crockett can't even find a partner to help her get rich. Do you know that most legislators, most people that are in politics, they are not even in a real relationship? Do you know why they vet so effectively? Y'all ready? Have y'all ever seen, or do you see in mass, a politician ever get divorced? You don't see politicians get divorced. When they go into politics, once they become elected, whoever it was that they rolling with, they are with them for life. It is 100% a political arrangement. It is a business agreement. You don't see anybody getting divorced when they get to certain levels in politics. It's just the facts. It's just the real. It is so real. I don't even think that these people like each other. You see that, TM? They run their lives like a business more than anybody in the United States of America. They run their lives like a business. You know what? I don't know what my husband is doing. What? He's up $30 million this year? Wild. Crazy. That has nothing to do with my elections.
So right now, J.D. Vance says he's talking to other Democrats in the Senate. 3 Democrats, or 3 people that caucus with Democrats, Angus King of Maine, John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, Cortez Masto of Nevada, they voted to proceed for the continuing resolution. They only need 5 more Democrats. Are you worried at all about the more moderate Democrats caving?
Not at all. In fact, what I think constructive
You
conversations.
get it,
are
Adriana.
positive. I don't know that these conversations have been constructive because for the last several months, what we've seen from the Trump administration is that they've adopted a my way or the highway approach. Now, if you adopt a my way or highway approach and then you drop on us a partisan spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people, then the reality is they are going to drive us toward the government shutdown.
The partisan spending bill, is that the one big beautiful bill or the continuing resolution? Because the continuing resolution just funds the government at the current level.
Well, actually, the continuing resolution that they have presented to the Congress is a partisan bill. House Democrats voted against it in March because it hurt veterans, hurt seniors, hurt children, hurt child care affordability, hurt housing affordability, and hurt health care, which is why we opposed it.
You're saying that Chuck Schumer then voted for a Republican partisan bill because he voted for that. So did 9 other Democrats in the march.
Well, Chuck Schumer did explain his views on the merits of that bill at the time. I don't think he ever disputed that there were challenging parts of that legislation. The partisan bill is the one that's before us now. A bipartisan agreement on spending had actually been reached in December. Bipartisan majorities in the House and the Senate. Joe Biden signed it into law. Then President-elect Donald Trump blessed it as well.
So let me ask you about a provision that the Republicans are talking about quite a bit. I know you want to talk about, and Democrats want to talk about, extending the Obamacare subsidies, which expire at the end of 2025. But they talk about the provisions, and it's right here, subtitle E, and this has to do with the repeal of health care subtitle changes, and specifically what it is. How they characterize it is, you want to give health insurance to undocumented immigrants. I understand that's not really an accurate depiction, but what it does do is...
It's a lie.
It's a lie, but what you support does bring back funding for emergency Medicaid to hospitals, some of which does pay for undocumented immigrants and people who don't have health insurance. And also there is this provision, and it's not about undocumented immigrants, it's about people with asylum seekers and people with temporary protected status, et cetera, but about their ability to get Medicaid. So they're non-citizens, they're not undocumented, they're not illegal. Why even include that in a bill knowing that they're going to seize right upon that and use that to message? I understand that when you retake...
Look at CNN actually doing work. Look at CNN actually doing some research and holding these people. Listen, I got to give credit where credit is due. I have to give credit where credit is due. Look at CNN actually having a conversation about the fact that they are giving health care. See, listen, this is how Democrats do. They'll say, oh, no. They don't have Medicaid, Medicare. They can't actually go see their primary care physician, but they give funding to organizations which include hospitals for illegal migrants to receive care under this provision that is included inside of this spending bill. And so it's a loophole. It's a loophole. And why would Democrats include that inside of this as a thing that they are standing on as a negotiating method for them to keep the federal government open and to make sure that everybody is still getting paid? Why? Why? Why would they do that? I'm just so curious, and I'm genuinely curious. Why are Democrats so heavy on supporting illegal migrants? It seems like the thing that they should be really focused on, and I'm not even sure that it's a leg that the Democrats have to stand on, because they are just getting destroyed. They have been getting destroyed ever since Biden got into office. I don't understand how they stand for a group of people that can't even vote and is being removed as we speak. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I'm confused. It doesn't make sense. It's weird to me. I don't get it. What is it? Because it's got to be something financially related, right? It can't just be holding power, because if you have a stronghold in your city, right? If you are an AOC over there in the Bronx or something like that, AOC is going to maintain her seat. Nobody's ever going to unseat AOC. Nobody's going to run against her and beat her. It just is what it is, right? If you are a not Obama, Hakeem Jeffries, right? You're going to be there. What is it? What is it? I don't know. I'm not that smart. I'm a C student. What is it about them that they want so fervently to make sure that they bless and hold on to these people that can't do anything for them?
We just heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson about the potential for a government shutdown happening later tonight. Joining us right now to discuss it all is House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Eda Don, let me answer your question. You say, so Anton, are you for it if it's just for Americans because I need health care and I'm not rich like you? No shade. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe that the entire healthcare system needs to be torn down and rebuilt from the ground up. This healthcare for all thing, I'm not for it. Do you know how bad it is in Canada? Have y'all ever heard a Canadian speak about how they are overtaxed and overburdened with the amount that comes out of their paychecks, and that they don't even get sufficient health care, that they can't even see a primary care provider, and if they do, then they have to schedule it sometimes a year and a half out? I don't believe that the way that the current healthcare system is set up is sufficient, and I believe that it grows out of control. And you can tell by, if you've ever been to the hospital and if you've had insurance and you see a hospital bill, if you ask for a breakdown, because most people that have healthcare coverage, they go to the hospital, they do whatever it is that they need to do, and then they leave, right? And they don't really care about the bill because they say, oh, my healthcare provider is going to pay for it because I got insurance, right? But if you actually go to the hospital and you see what it is that they're charging you and how they charge you to subsidize the amount of people that don't pay their hospital bills, can get free healthcare coverage, and then is subsidized by the federal government to make sure that you have a sufficient amount of hospitals in a particular area. It is a broken system. Obamacare, trash. It's trash. The amount that they charge us for drugs, it's all trash. It's all trash. I think that we need to have more preventative measures. I think that along with healthcare, because see, if you're just having a conversation, all right, let me take this off real quick. If you're just having a conversation with healthcare by itself, then I think that it's a disingenuous argument. Why you say that, Anton? Because you can't have a conversation about healthcare without addressing what is put in our food. You can't have a conversation about healthcare without addressing preventative measures. You can't have a conversation about healthcare if we're not having a conversation about the amount of people that's abusing the system and illegal migrants. You can't have a conversation about healthcare if you're not talking about pharmaceutical companies that are also funding some of these Democrats that are fighting for them in these government shutdown bills because they are the ones that's benefiting from it, right? You can't have a conversation about healthcare and just say, well, blanket statement, everybody deserves healthcare, without talking about SNAP benefits, EBT, the thing that people are fighting against, that children should be able to look at, eat and drink sugary drinks and food, and everybody fought against that. And so when we start to look at the building blocks behind why we spend so much in healthcare, whether it's the pharmaceutical companies or you want to talk about it on the ground level of subsidizing people's lifestyles, the things that we put inside of our children, the type of food that we're producing inside of the United States of America. You can't have it just in a vacuum. You can't just talk about healthcare by itself. You actually have to address all of the other things that cause us to have such an explosion of how we spending our tax dollars on people that are leveraging the healthcare system for their benefit. Just telling you the truth. So it's not about just being for it or against it. It's about tearing down the system itself and rebuilding it in its entirety. Right? That's why I say that I'm not for it, but the context is A, B, C, and D. And so when we start to have these conversations, people just want to throw it out and just continue status quo and say, no, we need healthcare for all. No. But see, if I start to have that conversation, then it upends all of these Democrats' arguments because why? Because they just want to use blanket statements for people that are ignorant enough to vote for them, that use talking points and don't do their own research, don't really want to have the conversation in its, you know what I'm saying, in its entirety. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a more nuanced conversation. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This is by far, and I'm just going to say this, I'm saying it directly to y'all. This is the greatest show this is the greatest morning show, period. It's just the best. It's the best morning show by far. Nobody is breaking it down and having conversations in truth. Nobody can give you the level of insight that we have. And everybody is looking to censor their chat if you don't rock with them. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Yes. Onaka says doors of the church is open. Well, what was the one preacher that said to shut the doors? Oh, Manny Plays PC says, I can't be a mod. I'll send the people to the shadow realm. See, everybody not built for that. Mr. Lot. What up to my dog, Mr. Lot? Mr. Lot in the building says, amen. I was listening to Canton Jones the other day. He had me going. Remember when I said, the Great Way says, remember when I said I posted a reaction vid of you? It's up to 11,000 views. Gained over 200 new subs. AD is really that dude. To all of the hate watchers, do your reaction videos. Scratch that. It's up to 12 now. Well, we going to run you up a bag over here on the Anton Daniels channel. You know what I'm saying? Blair says, I got the super sticker for you. Facts. Shout out to Blair. KB says, yo, Ton, clip up this monologue. I need this for motivation. I got you. I'm going to drop it over the weekend for you. Chris Cunningham says, bless me with the character. Bless me with the character with your blessing that I'm about to receive. Yeah. Now, remember this, Chris Cunningham. Sometimes you go through stuff that you don't know why you're going through it, and it's because he's building you for the thing that you need to be. I wasn't prepared for the success that I have now prior to actually losing my job. I wasn't prepared for the success that I have now had I not went through what I went through in 2007, 8, and 9. Just being honest with you. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. How do I know that I wasn't ready for it? Because I was living my life like a crazy man prior to it. Yo. Do you know, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Do you know, Chris Cunningham, that I used to pray. I remember in 01, 2, 3, all of that era right there. I used to pray for power. That sounds crazy to me right now. Ignorant as hell. I used to literally pray. I didn't pray for riches. I never prayed for riches. I never asked God to make me rich. I never asked for money. That was never my thing. I used to pray for power. And a lot of y'all not gonna remember, not gonna believe this. And I remember one time I was praying and I said, Lord, give me power. Give me more power. I want to be able to control things. And he said, nope. I heard it clear as day. He said, nope, that's not for you. Mm-mm. I said, and I was literally kind of embarrassed because I heard it clear as day. And from there on, I was like, and I was kind of like embarrassed to myself. I was young. I was, I don't know, 18, 19, 20. I never prayed for it again. And I changed my prayer. I said, give me understanding, give me wisdom, give me humility, give me good character. I started praying for that type of stuff once I was going through what I was going through. And he built me up. He prepared me. And so it basically put me in a position where I would be able to, I would be able to handle some of the blessings that he had coming for me. So it's just the truth. I'm being honest with y'all. Me University says anti-monologue based on obedience and sacrifice. They don't want to do a reaction video to that. I guarantee you they don't want to do a reaction video to that. Now the one where I was talking about make men great again, they're going to do that's the one. Shout out to my dog. Elevate to the Unknown says my boy Cooking. I appreciate you so much, bro. Keep showing the way. I got you, big dog. I got you. Amir Taylor says, and thank you, my friend. Amir Taylor says, AD, you need to clip this up. You're on fire when you speak the truth. I got you. Mrs. Amazing says, for the collection plate. Thank you, Mrs. Amazing. David Simpson Jr. says, the crazy thing about the Affordable Care Act, aka Obamacare, is they have to continually pump money into it. Your taxpayer money. That's what it is. Olin, what up, Olin? Olin says, lived in Cali for 30 years. Illegal immigrants equal tax revenue, period. In Cali, banks lobbied for them to get driver's licenses so they can put their money in the bank, new tax revenue, business loans. Okay, so it's a system. Mr. Joe says, in my opinion, the end game for the Dems is to install a Democratic president, grant all illegals amnesty, and keep them in power for perpetuity. Rod Factor, thank you for the 100 ball, bro. You have great content, AD. I sent you something on IG. Thank you, my friend. And listen, I really do appreciate it. I don't ask for it. Y'all see value in what we doing, so y'all are the ones that make me who I am. I appreciate you, Rod. I don't take it for granted that you took $100 out of your money and gave it to me. Edward Shannon says, bag chasers, here I come, stepping out on faith. You ain't even got to have that much faith. It's $15. You know what I'm saying? It's $15. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. For those of you that is going to be in the Metro Detroit area tomorrow, not requiring you to, but I'm just telling y'all that I will be at Margs and Mingle. I got a friend that hit me up and she said, Anton, I want you to come out. I said, well, if I come out, I'm gonna have to tell my friends about it. She said, oh, really? I said, yeah. So I'm gonna pull up to Margs and Mingle tomorrow here in downtown Detroit. It is from 6 to 9 p.m. So I am going to be doing after hours. Just want to let y'all know that I'm gonna be there. If you can pull up, the link to actually get more information to it is pinned to the top of the chat. All right. So shout out to everybody in Detroit and shout out to everybody I'm going to be kicking it with tomorrow. Read a couple more super chats. Just a brown girl in America said, I'm sorry about earlier. You know I love you. What you sorry about? You ain't never did nothing bad to me. I love you. Eric OG, what up though? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for the 20 ball, man. I don't take it for granted. It is a blessing. All right. Y'all ready to go ahead and continue on with the show? All right. Let's get to it. Second thing that I want to address is Indianapolis. What's going on in Indianapolis? What's happening? When I visited Indianapolis, this is not my experience. I didn't hear any gunshots. I went to the zoo. Indianapolis has one of the best zoos. I rented a bike and I rolled around downtown. I looked at all of the conference style buildings because Indianapolis is supposed to be a conference city. What's going on in Indianapolis? What y'all got going on? What's in the water? Y'all can't control yourselves. Y'all don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to get it together. 5 people killed in 16 hours. Multiple people shot. 5 of them killed in 16 hours. Got to send in the National Guard. Y'all don't know how to fix it.
The violence cast a dark shadow over what was a warm and sunny afternoon.
It just sounded like someone was ripping through paper real quick, faster than I've ever heard.
First at 14th and Concord on the near west side, where a barrage of bullets killed one man and sent another to the hospital. Cops were called to this home around 1:30 and found one of the victims shot to death in the backyard. The other drove himself to Eskenazi Hospital. The sheer number of shots fired frightening neighbors who are glad the bullets didn't hit them.
You can hit anybody, innocent standbys and all that. It's sad that we even had to hear about stuff like that.
Just over 2 hours.
And you know what the worst part about this? Why they send the standbys and all of that? You know what the worst part about it is that a lot of people be knowing what's going on. A lot of people be knowing what's going on. They know what's going on in the hood. People in the hood know what's going on more than what rich people know inside of their neighborhoods. Most people that have resources, they're vigilant and making sure that they hold their legislators accountable for making sure that they have police services and all of that type of stuff and cameras on side of the house, whatever. That's not normal. It's not normal because if you see something, they're going to say something and they got to make sure that they hold the people accountable. But I'll tell you that people that have resources, a lot of times, they don't be knowing their neighbors like that. They don't be knowing what's going on. They're not familiar. They're not cooking pies and meeting up with people. They be too busy. Half the time they're not even in town or they're not even at their house. In the hood, they know who, what, when, where, why, how. That crime could be solved immediately. The crime could have been solved by actually telling on the other stuff that the person was doing before the person was shot up in the backyard. But nope. We're going to go ahead and take them out.
Later, Indianapolis officers were rushing to yet another homicide that happened in the woods behind this home in the Bayswater subdivision. Neighbors saying they heard about 3 gunshots and then saw someone running out of the woods.
Next thing you know, I'd hear cars just going down the street, police cars. I was like, is that in the neighborhood? So I opened the window. I'm like, that's in the neighborhood.
Cops with large guns and canines fanned out, but the suspect was long gone. The violence, of course, began last night when 3 people were shot to death along Guyan Road on the northwest side. Geraldine Long, who lives down the street, says it's a scary reality.
It's just kind of...
Think about the words that they're using right now to describe this situation. Shot to death. Shot to death. See, somebody else, no profile picture, said, hey, you speak up and you next. What do you mean if you speak up, you next? What do you mean? So you just going to let a killer go and watch TV at the home and let him watch the Millionaire Morning Show? After you done seen people die? Is that what we doing? What do you mean you speak up, you next? That's how y'all living y'all life? That's how y'all rocking? Y'all don't want the killers off the street? Y'all just want to let them rock out? That's y'all version of self-preservation?
Sad because I do have a son and I want him to be able to play outside and walk to school and not
Don't
have to
do
worry
it.
about gunshots and police chases or whatever.
Investigators say each killing has been an isolated incident, and while the motives are uncertain, it has a lot of people asking why so many are taking drastic measures to solve often petty problems.
People should get a better handle on their problems. If you're going to have it out with somebody, try to talk it out before it's just want to shoot it out.
In Indianapolis, Max.
Let me go over to another report from a different news report.
5 individuals in 24 hours or less.
People should get a better handle on boards.
For stupid reasons. We have to do better.
Tonight, Metro Police pleading for the public's help after another violent day here in the city. In the past 48 hours, 5 people have been killed and several others hurt after 3 separate shootings. They span from Indy's west side to the northwest side. And as officers search for suspects, they're hoping that you can make a difference. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Rafael Sanchez.
And I'm Aaliyah Blackburn. We've been covering these scenes since the violence started late Monday night. Tonight, Fox 59's Claire Curry explains what experts believe led to some of those crimes.
No comment. I don't have any comment right now. No comment.
There is still crime scene tape here along Austral Drive as one man was shot and killed here on Tuesday afternoon. But this is just one of several homicide scenes across the city, taking place just hours apart from one another.
Today, officers were back out in the Bayside subdivision speaking with neighbors.
I'm chilling,
where
Purple,
William
Purple Haze. Purple Haze. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm slow motion.
Was found dead in the woods. And just hours prior, police were investigating a separate homicide at 14th and Concord, where 2 more people were investigating.
Look at all of the shell casings. I see a 19. That's a 10. I see a 20 over there by 11. So it's more than 20 shots, certainly. How do you kill somebody like that? Like, what kind of monster just shoots somebody to death? What kind of monster shoots somebody to death? What we doing, man? What's happening in these streets?
A separate homicide at 14th and Concord, where 2 more people were shot. One of those 2 victims died, whose name is Victor Lopez.
How do you rationalize what just happened last night? And that's not, we've had other versions of that about every week.
The violence all began Monday just before midnight when 3 people were killed by gunfire. Police say the shots rang out between 2 groups, which sources tell us might be gang-related.
And a lot of them go unsolved. Witnesses don't talk to the police, and therefore the victims' family, friends, their gang, they're going to get their own justice. So there's retaliation and counter-retaliation, and it's just a cycle that continues. 2 of the 3 victims in the shooting on Guyan Road have been named. This makes 5 homicides, all within 16 hours across the city. Even for Indianapolis, that's a lot, and it's kind of sad that we've become a little bit numb to it because it seems like almost every day somebody's been shot in Indianapolis. The homicide rate in Indy has had about a 30% decrease from last year, but is still high in comparison to the national average.
Always proud of the numbers decreasing, but one shooting is too many shootings.
Community groups like Indy Peace are working to support those who may be affected by these crimes. Their team is also out in these neighborhoods today to speak with family, friends, and neighbors of the victims.
The police cars, the media cameras, the influx of traffic into their community, and then almost silence afterwards. So that's where Indy Peace likes to step in the gap.
As of right now, no arrests have been made in any of these cases. Reporting on the Northwest side.
Nothing new here. Nothing to see here. Just serial killers running around, killing each other. It's never nothing to see. You know what? No arrest is ever being made. They can't necessarily charge anybody. You're just a killer. Killing people in the woods. Bang, 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 bang. And then you go home and you watch cartoons and you eat cereal. Nothing to see here, guys. Killers just get on around. Get on out of the woods. They cool with themselves. They don't have no problems. They good. You said, isn't that Alien's territory? No, Alien Omar is in Minneapolis, I believe. Alien is in Minnesota. This is over in Indiana. It's never nothing to see. Never nothing to see. Pray for the people over there in Indianapolis and Indiana, because apparently everybody is on a killing spree over there, and then they not even getting captured whatsoever. Pray for the people over there in Indianapolis, y'all. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're gonna head over to New York. All right. Then we're gonna get to the money after we head over to New York. Just joined the Bag Chasers this morning. Texas born Bag Chaser ready. Let's go. Shout out to M. McCants. I appreciate you. David Simpson says, it's an evil world we live in, but hey, I'm going to keep living and loving life. Quoted Future. Edward Shannon says, it's ridiculous. The demon spirit is working in them. That's a fact. That is absolutely a fact. Well, let's head over to the next part of the show. I want to head over to New York. So this was sent to me earlier this morning. And so I want to cover a couple of different stories that's happening in New York to illustrate how crime in this country is out of control. Now, one of the reasons why I want the Trump administration to continue to deploy resources is because I never knew what any of these organizations was doing, and they got all of these thousands of people that work for them. Why wouldn't we be deploying them inside of our own neighborhoods? Instead, they just hanging out in New York City and Los Angeles, and they at the field office. I'm talking about the FBI, the ATF, all of these people. Why haven't they deployed these people to ensure that communities are safe? If we paying them with our tax dollars, shouldn't we be the one to utilize their services?
Stunning new video of a gang-fueled massacre in real time. 40 rounds fired in 6 seconds as innocent people scurry to safety. A killing field, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, which released the footage from troubled hangout known as Taste of the City. The firefight leaving 3 dead and 10 wounded in August. This evidence released Wednesday after the FBI arrested the first of 3 alleged shooters. Prosecutors say Elijah Roy, seen highlighted in yellow, was one of 5 people to open fire. 2 of the gunmen were killed.
Was he at the club that day?
The 25-year-old suspect's mother and sister leaving the courthouse after Roy's arraignment without comment.
So here's my question. Of course, we know
However, the alleged...
What do we know? Fits the profile. It don't matter. Listen, y'all thought it was only for like dark-skinned people, chocolate faces. Light-skinned people with the Amanda Seals look. They all fit the profile. They all look the same. And most of the time, it starts with their hair. Most of the time, it starts with their hair. They all look the same. And most of the time, it starts at the top. I don't know what it is. The twists, the dreads, the unkept hair. But for some reason, it always fits the profile. I'm leery. I'm leery. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I am leery. When I see guys walking down the street, I be thinking to myself, that's a killer. If they got this type of hairstyle. They're a killer. That's a killer right there. Let me walk across the street. Let me not get my pants pickpocketed. That's a killer.
Gang member cried as he was led to jail and told his family, I want to go home.
He's a
intelligent thug. Y'all need hugs. How you gonna be a killer and you crying, talking about you want to go home? How are you going to be a killer and you're crying, talking about you want to go home? Because 2 people died. Somebody got to get charged. Two people died. Somebody got to get charged. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to go. Who going to jail? Who going to jail today? Who going to jail today? Somebody got to get charged. I want to go home. I want to go to my mama. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to go home. Nah, dog. Ain't no going home for you, big dog. And you light skin? Light skin with the big lips. Nope. Let me tell you where you going, bro. 23-hour lockdown. Shoe program, homie.
And I remember this little white boy asked me, he just came from another prison. He knocked on my door. I said, yeah. He said, what's your name? I said, don't matter what my name is, what you want? He said, that big black guy told me when he left my cell to have my thing out and he'll be back. What was he talking about? I said, you know what he's talking about? He's talking about your dick. He wants it. He gonna suck you dry, bro. And why you over here, what should I said, man, I don't know what you can do, but I am not getting into that. I'm not gonna fight this man, man. And niggas, hey, boy, he's crazy. He don't feel no pain. You hit him, it turns him on. So if you ain't gonna kill him, you need to stay away from him. So he came right back down the hall. He was sweeping. Called the little dude up, I let them talk. And was mopping him through the door. Got squatted on his knees, pulled his little thing through the door. It was going in.
Oh man. Oh. Oh man. Dog. You know what? I said, let me go ahead and pay these tickets. I ain't lying to you. I was supposed to have court this morning. Let me make sure my stuff is taken care of. Make sure my stuff is straight.
Hello.
Hey, I'm on a live stream.
What's going on?
Did I have court today?
No.
Okay, I had court though, right?
Originally, yes.
Okay. Did he pay the tickets?
He said to wait until after today because they probably wouldn't put in what they changed it to until tomorrow. So I got in my calendar to go on there in the morning and see if they changed it.
Well, let me tell you why I'm asking you this, because I was just watching a Fleece Johnson video, and he was talking about how they was teaching a man how to take meat in prison. So I wanted to make sure that my tickets was paid.
Oh, that sounds aggressive. Sounds aggressive. Okay. Okay.
All right, bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Let me make sure my tickets is paid. Let me get these tickets paid up. Let me get these tickets paid up. That's all I'm saying. I got to get my tickets paid. Make sure everything is good. We ain't got no warrants out. for our arrests. Pay your tickets, man. Pay your tickets. Look at you, see that boy right there? You see that boy right there? Did you hear what he told? You hear what he told in the police car?
Cried.
Let me tell you what he was saying.
House.
That's his mama right there. That's his mama. That's his mother right there. Look.
After Roy's arraignment without comment. However, the alleged gang member cried as he was led to jail and told his family, "I want to go home."
See, all of this extra that they got going on, that they try to glorify, they be in the video, boop, 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 boop. They put the rap video, they put the lyrics to it. Yeah, yo. Ain't a man that comes to touch me. I'm a bust him. Put the lead to him. Put his head to him. He kept talking. I left him dead to him. All over the streets. Blood spread to him. And his friend, I left him in the hospital bed to him. You know what I'm saying? Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. They make it seem glorious on the rap videos. You know what I'm saying? They make it seem glorious on the rap videos. But when it all come down to it, oh my God. I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? It sound cool in the songs. Yeah, got my ops, ran down on him. He started crying. I said, don't be a clown on him. He kept going crowning. He kept on crying, and I put a frown on him. Put him in the box. Left him with his moms. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear that junk. Don't nobody want to hear that when the cops come getting you. They start putting the metal bracelets on you. You know what I'm saying? You start walking. Start walking because you got the chain on your feet. You might want to hear that. Time to go. Time to go. No, you killed some people. You was letting it go in the club. Boop, boop. Just like the rap video told you. Shot it from the side. Boop, 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 boop. That's what you was. That's true. Let me get my gun up together. Get my gun right together. Boop, 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 boop.
He's a 25-year-old young man who's in federal custody, just got transported from 20-hour lockdown in North Carolina. Of course he's scared.
The feds say they found the ex-con hiding out in...
Look, you was all in the Instagram pictures. Did you get that? Now let's give me one more. Got to show my watch on this one. See that? You was all in your pictures. Stay tough. That's all I'm saying. Stay tough. West Side, where we ride till we die. Gang slides all night long. You was tough. Remember that? Look at the picture that you had on. 2 to the head. Leave them dead. Now your mama crying, talk about leave me alone.
In North Carolina, alleging 2 Brooklyn rival gangs chose to settle a score.
Y'all wasn't tripping when y'all was letting it fly at all of the people that y'all say that y'all love every day.
Putting countless lives in the crosshairs. Out of the 10 shooting survivors, at least 2.
JC, what did I do? What did I do, JC? I'm not the one that's shooting up the night spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the one.
Filed lawsuits against the Taste of the City Lounge for not providing adequate security that night, they say, which has left them with lasting physical and emotional scars. One of them, Amadou Ba, is represented by attorney Nick Romcheritar.
When he entered the lounge, no one searched him. They waved him through.
Saying the 25-year-old is now unable to work his construction job after being shot in the ankle.
Because of that, he suffers from PTSD. He's scared to go into just a normal establishment.
As to who shot whom, Roy's attorney says it's unclear.
I can't make heads or tails of what is or isn't in his hand on the video. What I saw was my client leaving a establishment and falling.
Only people that win in this situation is the lawyers. They sit there, they got their beards together, they have their blue blockers, they sun visor blockers, transition glasses, prescription sun transition glasses. Only people that win in this case is the lawyers. Bail bondsmen, lawyers, prison industrial system, they the only ones that win. They selling y'all out. The only people that's selling out, see, this is where it's great to be a nerd. I want to go home. Ain't nobody trying to be out here. Boop, boop, boop. I don't care nothing about that, nigga. There's me in my chat every day. Every time I go live. Every time I'm on the after hour show. That's how I know Anton is a lame. I'll be sitting up. With my freedom, having a good time. I can pick any type of shoes that I want to wear. I can eat what I want. I can go where I want. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know Anton. He ain't outside out here making it shake. He ain't from the hood. You're right, buddy. I'm at the top floor of the penthouse, overlooking the city, watching the police officers chase y'all up and down the Lodge Freeway. You're right. Absolutely. I want to be from, nigga, he must not be from the hood. He probably was out there with the, right, me, my daughter, my whole family, they're safe. We got our Ring cameras and security cameras up. Everything is all good. We got our Halloween decorations out. My daughter wanted to do the whole thing where she put the candy out for the kids. We decorated over the weekend. We're waiting for fall so we can go and get some pumpkin lattes, you know. Go and get some what do they call it? Where you go on the hay rides. You know, we're going to go to the pumpkin patch, do some pumpkin carving. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. What you trying to do? You want to keep it real. You keeping it real. I feel you. Boop, 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 boop. Just don't cry in the car when you're on your way to the slammer, big dog. I'm going to pumpkin patching. I'm trying to do hay rides. Anybody want to go to a haunted house this year? Y'all want to do a haunted house connect? I'm trying to be in a hood with you. Yeah, dog. Telling on each other. I think that criminals is gay. I think criminals are gay. There's no way in the world that you're going to tell me that you are not straight up homosexual. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should declare yourself whatever it is that you want to declare yourself. I think that people that are criminals, I think that they are gay. Anton. Oh man, here you go. You and Molly always talking about criminals as gay. I do, because anytime that you do something that you know, there's a 97.9% chance of you being locked up with other men and you still do it, you got to be gay. You got to be gay. Anytime that there's a upwards of 90% chance for you to be locked up for years with hard legs, and you still commit the crime, you still go down that path. I ain't talking about no white collar crime when you in a low level one, you know what I'm saying? You get conjugal visits. Listen, white collar, they risk it all and then they put their money in a Swiss bank account. They say, I'm going to do these 3-4 years and I'm going to come out and I'm going to be $100 millionaire. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about y'all out here, boom, 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 boom. Nigga, anytime you out here, you robbing, you doing it for $30, y'all splitting it amongst each other. Y'all split up $30 a piece. And you going where somebody else is going to be a hard leg? And you think that that's a badge of honor? You gay. You're gay. You're all day long. You are a homosexual man if you are doing crimes purposely, knowing that there's a high risk for you to end up in jail. So take me to jail. Nigga, no, free me. What you talking about? Take me to jail. Let me go. I'll put up anything not to be locked up with a man for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next 2 years. What you want, my house? What you want, my car? I sell everything. I sell everything, boy. Boy, I'm telling you, I sell it all. Locked up with no man? All right, what you having for lunch, bro? Nah. I want to do my time and go home. Nigga, what you crazy? As soon as I get into jail, rebuke that. If I was to ever go to jail, they could put me in solitary confinement. I don't want to kick it with nobody. Put me in a hole. Put me in a shoe program, 23-hour lockdown. Nigga, just let me go crazy. Let me bang my head against the wall. Whatever you do, don't let me out with the general population. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to kick it. I want to be friends. I want to try to do my time better. Put me in hard times, solitary confinement. Hey, do you think that you did anything outside that's going? Yep. What'd you do? Everything that's going to get me in there by myself. Just let me be by myself. Let me go. I can't take it no more. Sedate me, spray me with the water hose, all of that. But don't put me out there with them. I don't want to know them. I don't want to kick it with them. I don't want to be friends. I want no prison stories. Put me onto the side, nigga. Maybe people would be like, man, I was locked up. I couldn't take it. What you mean you couldn't take it? You nigga, there's monsters out there. You want to go in with a monster? You rather not be by yourself when you go to the monster? They said, put me in the bed. They got the straps. Facts. Claustrophobia. Give me all fears. New fear unlocked. Give me all of that. I don't want to go out there with them. Did you see what Felicia said? Look, prison talk. Prisoner talk. You look like a prisoner. You got the net numbers on your shoulders. I know you are a prisoner. Anton knows he'll be someone beat. That's prison talk right there. We got one, guys. Make sure, hey, tag him. Bag him and tag him. Book him, Dano. DOD is a prisoner. Got him. Book him, Dano. Book him, Dano. This is what a prisoner looks like, y'all. Scully in the summertime, slash to his face, always wearing the numbers to remind him that he was in prison because he's 23-hour lockdown. He didn't remember his name, so he's used to buying jerseys. He don't buy jerseys because he support the team. He bought a jersey to remind him where he came from. Got him. That's him right there. Lock him up. Book him, Dano. Book him. I can't relate to you. You listen, there's nothing that a prisoner can say that'll shame me. There's nothing that a prisoner can say. See, if I'd have seen you in the pen, I know what you. There's nothing you can say to shame me. I'm not going where you going, buddy. Nothing you can do to ever shame me. I don't care. Prisoners are. You can't even vote. You can't even vote. How can you talk to me? You can't vote. You can't vote. There's nothing you can tell me that you ever going to say to shame me. Nothing you can say, no matter how tough you are, no matter how many people you killed, no matter how many drugs you sold, you're always going to be below me. Always. There's nothing you can do to shame me because I'm free. I never had to bend over and cough. Squat. Cough. Nah, dog. You by yourself on that one. If y'all feel like y'all getting offended from a prisoner, you a different type of person, bro. He thought we was gonna be on his team. No, dog. Listen, go over there with Mav Hoffa and them. You go over with Somebody else, bro. Somebody else. Prison stories 101. Lockdown. You go with them, they gon' be on your team. Yeah, dog. Cause if we got him, he look good to me. That's your crew. Over here, we different. We nerds. We want to get better jobs. We want to take care of our family, and we want to be free. We obey the law. All right. I don't know where you thought you were, but you might want to unsubscribe. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification. David Simpson says, I got to come to the front of the congregation. I got black fatigue. Don't we all? Don't we all? We all need to come to the front of the congregation if that's the case. Steven says, Anton, don't forget they're a single mother raised too. Yeah, that's usually, that usually is a part of it. Safari Noble says, what was the Dipset song I heard from your phone? I don't know. I don't know if you heard from my phone. I like all of the Dipset song. Ooh. Carrington Love Jr. says, if it's shaved on the sides, dreads on the top, oh, no entry. This is beyond derailment, man. Listen, I just got to emphasize my point. I want to go home. Light skin with the big lips. Even to me, the bun bandits. Mr. Lot says, moral of the story, be a nerd. Facts. You're never going to shame me into being a bad guy. I'm definitely fining Anton and the Millionaire Morning Show $100,000 for playing that video. Well, we got to remind the people of what they can look forward to. Shout out to Jay being in the building. They about to fleece his crease. No grease. Pause. KD says the misled are being misled by the culture that we allow to exist. I want to remind everybody that you got a choice of whether or not you want to do crime. Carrington Love Jr. says, I swear when I was in prison, I used to go tell the Bloods to let young boys call their family so they could stop crying. Blood equal no phone time. Jesus Christ. I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Without question, says his public defender coming to court in slides. In these. The black ones, though. Yeezy slides and Crocs. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. Leaving my freedom up to a guy that got on slides and Crocs. Chase Barnes says, AD, you sound like Griselda with the sound effects. That's where I got it from. I think about Mobb Deep's song with an up north trip. Those fellows. Shout out to Mobb Deep. It's an infamous murderous. Queensbridge murderous. I know you heard of us. The mob come equipped with warfare, beware. Enough crime to leave from a crime family to share. David Simpson says prison games doing the Birdman hand rub. Latrell M says he gonna get locked up and get the third leg in him. Oh, not the third leg. Shakur Nash says, yo, after hearing that story, forget saying it. I don't even feel comfortable typing the word. I'm saying cranium a dome until further notice. Without question says he gonna be playing the third-legged race in jail. Oh, no, not the third-legged race. Sev Marley says, my cousins get on me every time about how I'm not hood and I have both parents, therefore I don't understand them. And I reply, you right. You right. Shout out to Marlo Stanfield. Marlo Stanfield says, stereotype Anton is my favorite, bruh. Carrington Love Jr. in the building says, Anton, they gonna put you in a turtle suit. If you act like you going crazy, cool. I'm cool with that. Put me in a turtle suit. You got to do the padded room until the doctor come and clear you. Concierge only. Give me some pads then. AD biggest problem is his view. Nerd up. Facts. Executive Suite Emily says, West Side Gun Daniels. Boop, 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 boop. You gonna get me sent home. I'm dying over here. After hours. Oh, after hours gonna be lit. I got a good night's rest. You know what time I went to sleep last night? 9 p.m. I'm so pissed as a man. I grew clean, healthy locks that it has now become the hairstyle of the YNs and the criminals. Won't be keeping it too much longer. Bro, I went to bed at 9, Mr. Chill, 9 p.m. sharp. Bro, on the nights that I don't live stream, I'm going to start showing y'all. I'm going to do an IRL sleep. On the Anton Daniels channel, I'm doing IRL. On the Darth Anton channels, I'm about to start doing IRL nighttime sleep. I don't store when I sleep, but got to give you a sound effect. Hmm. 9 p.m. baby. I was in the bed. Nap time popping. Let me continue to read these super chats. For anybody that want to pull up on me, I told y'all that I'm gonna continue to remind y'all throughout the show that tomorrow in Detroit, I'm gonna be downtown at Margs and Mingle. The link to come and kick it with me in person is pinned to the top of the chat along with the Patreon. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. It's gonna be a fun time. All right. Watch. I'm about to do IRL in real life. Only problem is I sleep naked. I sleep naked. So if I got to get up to use the bathroom and I forgot that the camera is on and it's live streaming. Y'all might get the wood. After hours gonna be popping tonight, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's continue on with the show. What we talking about next? Let me see what's happening. What I got on the docket. Let's see. We did the nightclub. What did we do? 3? We did 3, right? 2? No, we did. How many did we do? Did we do 4? We did. Hakeem Jeffries. Then we went to Indianapolis. And then we just did New York. Okay, all right. All right. So let's do 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Let's do canceling Netflix. Canceling Netflix. All right. Let's do canceling Netflix. I know, just a brown girl in America. I'm trying to knock the camera down when I get out of bed. You know what I'm saying? Let's do canceling Netflix. How about that? I like canceling Netflix. Well, I like Netflix. I think that Netflix has been a great. Shout out to the Courtney Egger show. I appreciate you, my big dog. Thank you for the cash app and Rand Wilson. Shout out to Rand Wilson. Thank you, Rand Wilson. Y'all said start OnlyFans. I might. You never know. You never know. Sleep at night just in case. Do it on OnlyFans, OF. Knock the camera down. All right, let's talk about canceling Netflix. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. So, I woke up today, and the first thing that I did when I woke up was pray and brush my teeth. I did. I had a good night's sleep. My Apple Watch says, congratulations, you got a full night's rest because you were in bed before the time that you were scheduled to go to bed. I said, thank you, Apple. I appreciate you. And then when I woke up this morning and I got on my computer to see what was trending out here in these streets, and I got on X, formerly known as Twitter, first thing that I seen was Elon Musk. I said, Elon Musk? What is Musk out here doing? Let me show you what I seen. I should have X on this computer. I think I got X on this computer. I seen Elon, and I said, Elon, what are you posting on X, formerly known as Twitter? And this is what he posted. He was reposting other people saying certain things. And let me share my screen with you guys really quickly. This is what he reposted. We've canceled your membership, Netflix. And I said, what is Elon Musk reposting? Why is he reposting this type of stuff? I like Netflix. Netflix is a really great company. I think that from a streaming perspective, they're killing it out here in these streets. But everybody is in mass canceling their Netflix account. And I said, well, what is everybody in mass canceling their Netflix account for? Why did they do it? And so I had to do a little bit of digging, right? And as I dug and I was deep diving and I was digging, this popped up on my screen.
It's not the park. It's me. I'm trans, Norma. And everyone at school knows, and everyone at home knows. And being here, it's like a whole new place. I can just be Barney. And I can choose if and when I tell people. I've never been happier. And that's saying something when I spent today chased by terrifying zombie mascots. Pugsley reminded me how important it is to live your life without apology.
So I said, what is this sassy cartoon where this blue-haired and black on the sides, and they basically are showing you the prototype of a extreme liberal that don't know what their identity is? What is this? And so apparently what this is the cartoon that was written and drawn by a young man that was seeming to be trans himself. And this was a show that had ran on Netflix in the early 2020s, and then eventually it ended, but obviously it's still on Netflix. Now, let me give Netflix a little bit of a bone right now, right? Because Netflix is looking to make money. It's a capitalistic company, and by all means, I have not seen anything on Netflix that would lead me to believe that they care anything about anything except for making money. However, the other side of the conversation is that there are a lot of people that feel some type of way about the type of propaganda that's put up on these platforms, and they feel as though they need to hold the platform accountable for the people that are creating the content that is placed on the platform. So let's go back to Elon Musk, right? Because Elon Musk has a bone to pick with this guy. Now, who is this guy? Let's do a little bit of research, right? In real time. So let's go Netflix, cancel. Oh, here it is. So basically, Netflix, people are canceling Netflix en masse because Elon Musk is leveraging his platform to create visibility about the fact that this guy not only had this on Netflix that was canceled a little while ago that you can still find on Netflix. That's not the problem. The problem is the guy that ultimately said something that originally created the show had also at some point said something about Charlie Kirk's death. Now you see how it's starting to tie in. And let me tell you something. People feel some type of way about Charlie Kirk's death. The name of the show was called Dead End Paranormal. It was on Netflix, right? And its creator, his name was Hamish Steele. He has some stuff to say about Charlie Kirk, and this is what he looks like. This is him. Kind of reminds me of the person that was on the cartoon. He was the creator. Eventually, obviously, again, Netflix canceled the show, but conservatives have a bone to pick about that, right? They have a bone to pick with this young man that had such negative things to say about Charlie Kirk, and then they found out that he was also the creator of a show that had stuff on Netflix, right? So the question that I have for you guys as we explore this conversation is this. Do you think that people should be en masse protesting Netflix and saying that they need to cancel their Netflix subscription until he removes, or until Netflix removes this from the platform? That is the question that I have for you guys right now. Should people be en masse boycotting Netflix because Netflix has at some point platformed this young man on the platform, should people be boycotting Netflix? That's the question that I have for you guys. All right. I'm going to play a different video for you so that you can get more insight into what's going on, because yesterday Netflix shares had went down about 2%, which is not really that bad. But this is the conversation that's being had on Netflix.
Welcome back to Fast Money. Netflix shares falling over 2% today after Elon Musk urged his followers on X to cancel their subscriptions. Musk taking issue with the presence of a transgender character on one of the streaming platform shows. He posted, "Cancel Netflix for the health of your kids," this morning. Our Steve Kovac has more on all of this drama. Steve?
Oh, boy, here we go. Look at the power of an Elon Musk tweet, Mel, because the targeted rage of that tweet and of his fans and followers, they sent Netflix shares down 2% today after Musk spent part of his day tweeting about that Netflix show called Dead End Paranormal Park, which features a transgender character. It's an animated show, by the way. Now, I think you guys can see where this is going. Musk called on his followers to cancel Netflix and said he already did so himself. He also criticized Netflix's DEI policies and pointed to it as another reason to cancel the service. There's also a lot of Charlie Kirk talk being thrown in there as well. Now, look, Dead End Paranormal Park, it was actually canceled back in 2023 after a 20-episode run of the show in 2022, so about 3 years old. The show is still hosted on Netflix like any other canceled originally programming Netflix has made. Now, it appears that the X account called Libs of TikTok discovered the show and posted about it on X, which drew Musk's attention and anger. Now, Variety reporting today, the creator of the show said he's been receiving anti-Semitic and homophobic comments following Musk's post today. Variety also reported he had to take a social media break to all the comments and harassment he received from Musk and his fans. Now, Netflix did not respond to a request for comment, but here you go again, seeing the richest guy in the world, Mel, playing around in the culture wars.
So Elon Musk recently has been designated as the richest man in the world, and they said that his net worth is roughly that of about $500 billion. Recently said that his net worth, based off of his shares in Tesla and so on and so forth, that his net worth is that of about $500 billion. I think that is much more than that when you add in all of the private companies that he's on, but that's a different conversation. But here's a question that I have for you guys, right? Because I'm not so much sold that I would ever say something like this, because I don't necessarily rock with that. Now, you can say one thing about me. You can say a lot of things, but this is one thing that you can say about me. I have never, ever, not on YouTube, not on Instagram, not on X, formerly known as Twitter, not on TikTok, not ever. Have you ever seen me at any point when people talk about me, and I know that I have subscriber supremacy, meaning that I have a much bigger platform than most of the people that say negative things about me. You have never, ever heard me mobilize my bag chasers, mobilize my subscribers, or mobilize my viewers to ever return and as a result, do a retaliation against anybody that has talked negative about me. I have never went and said, go and do this to them or go say that. I just tell y'all, listen, we going to leverage it to get more visibility, and we going to continue to get money. Why? Because I don't believe in cancel culture. I do not believe in cancel culture. Now, could I throw it in the Discord? Could I leverage 19,000 bag chasers? Could I go and do this, whatever? No, I could, but I won't. Why? Because I don't believe in cancel culture, and I would never do something to somebody that I would not want done to myself. Does not matter if they did it to me. I do not operate based off of what other people do, but I understand it. Anton, why do you understand it? Because people came at Elon Musk, and that is the asterisk that comes along with this. Do I think that most conservatives are being hypocritical and that they are implementing cancel culture to people that they do not agree with? 100%. I gotta call a spade on both sides. I believe that listen, you can't say, I just seen Vivek Ramaswamy jump on YouTube and say, hey, y'all need to allow for some of the most degenerate people, which I don't have an opinion about. He said y'all need to let he said Alex Jones and I think Nick Fuentes, because, the Biden era, they basically, Trump recently got a $25 million payout from YouTube, and the Biden administration was putting pressure on social media companies to cancel and remove conservatives from the platforms, and other platforms was doing it, Facebook, all of that, right? And so they recently tried to start their account and they got banned immediately because they are some of the most extreme of the right. But just to justify my point, I seen Vivek Ramaswamy do a whole video saying, hey, let people do whatever it is that they want to do when they want to do it, right? Cool. So then you can't then say that we need to remove or cancel a particular company or a particular person. If that is the stance that you take, you can't say you need to remove them or we need to put pressure on them, because we got to keep that same energy across the board, right? That is where my position personally lies, because I do not leverage my platform, my visibility, or the people that rock with me to go and retaliate against anybody. I always say, hey, let them do what they do, and we just going to capitalize off of it, and we just going to use that energy in order to continue to make more money. If you don't rock with cancel culture, you can't rock with cancel culture. You need to be that way across the board. But again, I understand it. I get it. And for two reasons. The reasons that I get it and the reasons that I understand it is for two reasons. The first reason is because liberals and Democrats, y'all started it. You started it first. Y'all championed it. You championed Trump getting removed. You championed several different conservatives that wasn't even extreme getting removed. You supported them getting banned. You wanted them to go to jail. You wanted to do it. You started it first. So I get it and I understand it, because you can't sit there and be hypocritical on your side and tell people to play fair when y'all been playing dirty since Trump said that he was running for president of the United States of America. Y'all been playing dirty way before that. Y'all have been on this cancel culture hype trip since 2003. It's hard for me to tell people to play fair when you've been playing dirty. The second reason why I understand Elon Musk saying what he's saying is because y'all was just boycotting at his Tesla dealerships and throwing Molotov cocktails at his cars. So I can't tell Elon Musk or suggest for him to feel any type of way. If he wanted to be the bigger person, I would champion that and say, man, that is dope, because I don't believe in cancel culture based off of what I stand on. But I can't sit here and say that he can't return fire when y'all was just doing whole coups in front of his dealerships and it was being supported by politicians. Jasmine Crockett being one of the biggest advocates for it. So do I stand for canceling? Nope. But I get it. I understand it. And if somebody want to get they get back because you did what it is that you did to them, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, they wrong for it. Do I stand for it? I don't. Because in general, I would never want something to happen to somebody that I won't happen to me. I get it. I just get it. I get it. This is me being objective. I'm looking at it from all sides. It would be easy for me to just stand on the conservative side and say, no, listen, go and get them. It would be easy for me to do that. I think that everybody needs to make their own decisions, and I think that we have a herd mentality. And with great power comes great responsibility. Now, obviously, I'm no Elon Musk, but I'm okay in my own little right, my own little space, right? And the one thing that I do is I let these little N-words breathe. I let the little YNs breathe. They do their little videos. Yeah, man, like it, yeah, like it. I'd be like, okay, that's cool. That's cute. Okay, Buttercup. Okay. Or I just cuss them back out. if they decide that they want to say certain things or whatever. I see the little hate. I see the snake disses. I see certain things happening. I just let it roll off my back. What you want me to do? Go and stomp on every single ant that I see? I'll be stomping all day long. It just is what it is. It comes with the territory. When you get to a certain level, you have to just take the good with the bad. Pay me a lot of money, comes with a lot of criticism. Cool. Be a big boy. You're the big boy. But again, I'm not going to advocate no matter how much I don't like you, no matter how much I don't rock with you. I would never, ever advocate for somebody to lose their ability to say what they want to say when they want to say it, because I wouldn't want that done to me. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though. So that is what's going on with the Netflix saga. Make sure you guys hit a lock with, and that's, I don't censor people in my own chat as long as they're not getting overly disrespectful. Hey, anybody can say what they want to say. People say stuff about me. I let some wild stuff be said about me. People be saying all kind of junk, but you know, it just is what it is. Comes with the territory. Now, when people cross certain lines, when it comes to family members and stuff, then we got to go ahead and take a more aggressive approach. But we rock. We rock. Let them do what they do. It is what it is. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I want to share one more thing with y'all. Because occasionally, you know, if I come across a good video, then I want to share a content creator's video and I want to give my insight to it. And so I seen the first minute of it. I said, yeah, this would be a good conversation to have. Terrence says, I remember you talked about stocks doing historically well in December. People are saying their portfolios are doing bad, but I just grew my portfolio from 25,000 to 61,000 in 2 months. Any recommendations? We talk about it on the Bag Chasers on Stock Club. I don't know why anybody would say that their portfolio is doing bad. Who are y'all following? They ain't talking about that in here. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no Bag Chaser if they, because everything we pick, we've been killing it out here in these streets. T. Patrick says, shout out to Ty. Shout out Ty and the ones that got out of prison, got their mind right and running up a bit. Shout out to the Bag Chasers that used to be in prison. I rock with my former prisoners. T says, driving up there now to meet you. Hope I can make it in time. Oh, this is going to be tomorrow. We kicking it tomorrow. This is tomorrow. So I'm going to be at Marg's, Marg's and Mingle tomorrow. The link is, the information to the link is in the description of the video. All right. It's pinned to the top of the chat. So come kick it with me tomorrow. I'll be there. Shout out to everybody that's going to be kicking it with me in real life. Mr. TKO says, everything's a go, bro. I just joined the Bag Chasers yesterday. Email sent for the coaching call. Shout out to the new Chasers. Best time to join the Patreon is in the beginning of the month. The link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right, y'all. So I thought that this would be a good video to review. This is a young man that said that he bought 7 rental units and he regrets it. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like. This is probably going to be a lot more financially focused. So if you only focus on the entertainment aspect of it, I appreciate you for coming into the live stream today. We'll be back on After Hours tomorrow. We back on tomorrow morning, Friday. Probably not in this part, but probably on a more, chill aspect. And we just going to be kicking it. But this is probably going to be a lot more financially focused, information laced conversations based off of what I seen in the first minute of this video. And so if y'all want to talk about money, this is the part of the show where we get to the bag. All right, let's talk about it.
All the books, all the podcasts, they all say real estate will make you rich. All you have to do is buy it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, they all talk about buying real estate and passive income. So what I do, I bought a building. And now I'm going broke. I thought this was going to be my big win. I thought I was going to finally get passive income and I was going to be able to have some sort of freedom. But to be honest, I experienced the opposite. My phone doesn't stop ringing because of leaks, plumbing that doesn't work, trash is overfilled at the property, landscaping needs to get done, electrical issues, just like a whole bunch of things that happened. In this video, I'll be breaking down exactly what happened, why I'm losing money, and the lessons I learned the hard way so you don't have to make the same mistakes. This is the breakdown. A business partner of mine found the property. He said that he wanted to partner up on it. We just had to go and negotiate with the sellers. So we met with the sellers, we negotiated the deal. We got it under contract for $555,000. This is my first investment property, so I was super excited. It's a 7-unit. It's 1 building and a 2-family in the back. The building consists of 2 commercial units and then 3 residential units on the top floor, and then the 2-family in the back. So a total of 7 units. Property was currently making 40.
So 5 units. It's 5 units of residential. Look like 3 on the top, and then it's a two in the back, and then it looks like it's 2 commercial units at the bottom. And so that is the building that he secured. I don't know the area. I don't know the location. I don't know exactly where he's from. His name is, let me give him a little bit of credit right now, Pablo Ottenwalder Jr. It looks like he got 2,000 subscribers, 2.6 thousand subscribers as of the recording of this video. His name is Pablo Ottenwalder Jr. Shout out to Pablo Ottenwalder Jr. If y'all like this video, make sure y'all go and check him out. Because I think that this is entertaining for me. This is the type of stuff that I like to watch. So let's continue.
$600 a month, and I figured all the rents were super low. The guy hasn't raised the rents in years, so I figured I could raise the rents to at least.
Let me first say this. I'm not going to go too much into the type of stuff that we talk about inside of the Patreon. I'm going to just give general commentary on this because I reserve that for my bag chasers. Do your due diligence. If a deal seems really good, the first thing that you want to do is you want to do your due diligence. You got to see what the other costs are, why they didn't raise the rents, what's wrong with the location, the building, what type of renters. Do you got Section 8 in there? How long the people has been there? Do you have any problem tenants? You got to look at the numbers. Most people, one of the first mistakes that you make getting into real estate is A, thinking that it's going to make you rich, and then B, not doing your due diligence.
8,000 to 9,000, but if I put all
somebody says, why did he raise the rent? Okay, let me give y'all, it's called the Burr method, right? It's called the Burr method. And basically what it is, and this is not a secret, so I'm gonna just talk to y'all because I usually show my receipts and what my strategy is of why I invest in real estate. And the Patreon, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. I just did a live stream, I think last week or the week before, breaking down the properties that I bought, what my strategy is, how much I spend, showed the receipts, all of that. Showed y'all the tax auction, everything, right? The Burr method is much different, all right? The Burr method usually is a rental arbitrage method. And what that is what all of these podcasters used to teach people before everybody started losing their shirt is that you go and you buy a rental property or you buy an apartment, right? And so once you buy that apartment, if you can fix it up to the point to where you can raise the rents and then you can prove to the banks that you're bringing in more income, they will reassess the value of that property. And then what happens is you then pull money out of the property based off of the new valuation. You get your money back, and then you take that money and you go and do it again to another property while at the same time owning this one and collecting the rents. All right. So let's say, for example, he buys a property. What did he say? He bought it at $550,000, right? So you would basically, he financed that. And what he's doing is look to invest a little bit of money, improve some of the properties, get some more tenants in, make it more marketable. Then you go to the bank and you say, okay, listen, we're actually bringing in more money. We raise the rents and you need to reassess the property. And we also have an occupancy rate of X. It's much higher than it was. The bank comes back and say, okay, well, you bought the property for $5, whatever. The property is actually worth $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 or whatever, based off of the income that you're generating and the rents that you're collecting and the occupancy rate. And so it's actually worth way more. So what people will do is now they're doing a pullout, right? They're taking the money, they're doing a refinance, and they're taking the money back out based off of the new assessment. So a lot of y'all sit around and y'all say, well, Anton, the rents is going up. And this is why I keep telling y'all that y'all don't speak the language of money. You're looking at it from a consumer. You're looking at it from a rental perspective. You're looking at it from, what is my life like? I need to move to New York so I can have rental control and all of this other type of stuff, right? And what people are, the reason why your rents are going up is not because of Trump. It's not because of the tariffs. It's not because of any of that. It's because everybody is teaching everybody on why they should be raising the rents so they can go and buy a new Lamborghini. The reason why your rent is going up is because you have a landlord that is trying to buy a new Lamborghini. They trying to go get a new apartment down there in Miami. They trying to go and go and take some hoes out and all of this other type of stuff. They're trying to get a new chain. So what they're doing is they're buying these apartments and they are slightly improving them. They improve the grounds, they improve the units. They make sure that they go and they improve the property itself so that they can then do a reassessment of the property. Then you can pull the money out. So now you got a clean $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. You still own the property. You're hoping that you're cash flowing. That means your expenses is lower than the amount that everybody pays their rent for. And now they take that money, they spend a little bit of it on a car, and then they buy another apartment building. They try to do the same thing. And so now you have a rental arbitrage where everybody and their mama, based off of listening to some stupid podcast, is trying to raise the rents so that they can pull money out and then go and buy another property, and they trying to rinse and repeat, right? It's called the Burr method. So when you're having these conversations, it's not based off of government. The solution is not to go with Zoran Ramdani and rent control and go and rent control housing. And that's not it. All right. There is a capitalistic mindset that is toxic that is being sold in these courses. And I'm going to just give you the straight up real. They're being sold in these courses, and that's not what I teach. I teach a completely different thing. I don't teach this method. I understand it. I know what people are doing. I know that they getting the quick money. That's not how we invest. That's not how we make money for the long term. That is not how you generate wealth. That is not how you build your asset class, right? But this is one of the main reasons why your rent is going up, is so that they can reassess the property, pull money out, and then go and rinse and repeat so that they can go and get more properties. And this is how they generate more revenue. Everybody teaches it. Grant Cardone teaches it. Every book teaches it. Every podcast talks about it. It's the same method over and over again. You're not getting any new sauce. This is what they're doing. Okay? Now, ready to continue? There's another side to this, though, because people lose their shirts and they go broke.
The rents at market rate, and I filled the 2 vacancies. I should have been at $10,190 per month if everything worked out well. But currently, the property was making $4,625. So recently, I raised all the rents, $50, 5 tenants, so that's $250, and now it's making $4,875. All right, so here's the story. I thought it would be a great deal, but reality is different, so let's run the numbers. So far, I've spent $16,419.56 on just repairs. So 2 units had to be turned over. We turned over the first one. It came out to about 10 grand, and then the rest of that, the 6,000, is just repairs that keep coming up. Leaks, electrical, landscaping, and someone needed a new stove. So all these things add up. So far I'm into it for $16,419.56. It currently makes $4,875. Expenses are $6,646.76. Basically, I'm losing $1,771.76 every single month.
So he's in the hole $1,700 every single month because the expenses to run and upkeep and people calling and making sure that you put in a new stove and turning over units and you got leaks on the roof and you all of this other type of stuff. This is the part that they don't tell you, is that if you don't have money to have carrying costs to ultimately get you to the point to where you can then refinance and go back to the bank, you are going to run out of money. You are going to run out of money because you don't have the capital to carry you. Your expenses, property managers, people, and then don't let somebody not pay their rent. You hit. But he's smart. He knows his numbers. He's learning. This is his first property. Most of the time, the first time that you get into real estate, the first time that you open up a business, the first time that you do whatever it is that you're going to do, it's going to be a learning curve because you don't know what you don't know. This is why I say that people that don't really do it and put their money up, a lot of times they teach it, right? They're the ones that are the professors. And I'm not talking about real estate. I'm just saying in general. They are the ones that are professors, but they never actually built anything. They never actually did anything, because when you actually put your money up, whether you win or lose, you're going to learn the real lessons of what's really happening out here in these streets. When you got to actually put your money up in real life, it's much different than just talking about it. And the concepts, the implementation of it is a whole nother ball game.
Plan for this building was to fix the 2 units, rent them out, fix a couple other units, do like regular upgrades and updates, and then raise all the rents. Then the value of the building would be $700,000. Then I could refinance, take my original money out, and the property was still cash flow, and then I'll go ahead and buy another property.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
So it's the burst strategy. The reality is this is a lot harder than I thought. Maintaining this property is a lot harder than I thought. And dealing with 5 different families is actually tough. And it's something that, I wasn't prepared for. But this is my first investment property, and maybe I bought something too big and it's just too much responsibility. I do have a property manager that takes care of like the day-to-day, but it's still nonstop. There's always an issue, there's always something going on. But the upside is that once I do raise all the rents, the cap rate on is 18.5%, which is actually really good, even if I refinance and take the cash out. So the problem, I'm leaking money on this thing every single day. And until
Which is one of the reasons why the person who sold it to you. They wanted to get out.
Rent both of those.
That's the first question that I ask people. Don't look at it with glossy eyes. Oh man, I can't wait to get into it. Look at it differently and ask the right questions. So why are you trying to get out? What's the goal? Most of the time, the business owner is going to say something like, well, you know what? I'm just looking to retire. I'm looking to cash out, or I want to put my money elsewhere or whatever. That's the best way for them to sell you. The thing that you want to know is, what is it that was wrong with the property, or what is the problems? Don't look at it from a profit perspective. Look at it from an opportunistic perspective. When you look at something as an opportunity, you count the costs. When you look at it opportunistic, you count the costs. That means now you really are a business owner. You really are taking into consideration the things that is happening inside of the business. Too often we look at the pros, and then if somebody say, hey man, you need to do this, or hey man, you do that, then they a hater. No, they trying to warn you, and they want you to look at everything clearly. They trying to warn you. And if after you get all of the information that you still want to get into it, then it could be an opportunity for you.
Those units, I'm basically losing $3,000 per month, $3,195 per month if I don't rent those other 2 units. I have one right now for rent, and I have a commercial unit that I was trying to get creative and have someone go ahead and rent it at a lower rent so they could fix the problems and do like a 1 or 2 year, well maybe 2 or 3 year lease, so it makes sense for them, and they can fix it slowly. They have a place to run their business, and then the property gets fixed up. But I got a couple people, but they weren't really qualified, so I had to keep looking. But I think now the only way
a lot of times people will get desperate and they'll take a less than qualified renter, and then they'll run into more problems than they would have had they just been patient and try to find the right type of person to rent the property out.
Rent that unit,
and it's much more difficult to find a commercial renter than it is to find a person that needs a place to live. That's why I've been very careful about getting into commercial real estate, because it's very difficult, a lot more difficult to find a commercial renter than it is to find people that need a place to stay. People will always need a place to stay, but it's much more difficult to find a commercial renter.
And fix it, and I already got several quotes to fix that unit, and it's going to be roughly $10,000. So it's $10,000 more into that unit, plus the money I already spent, plus the money every single month. So the conclusion is this cost a lot more money than I expected, and I should have budgeted a lot better. The other problem is I'm currently doing 3 other flips, so maintaining these.
That's the number one problem that I see people get into, is that they stretch thin. They do too much too fast, and they don't make enough money for them to be able to float whatever it is that they're getting into. And you run out of money. You run out of money. You don't have enough capital. You don't have enough access to capital. You up to your eyeballs in debt. You got money coming out here, money coming out there, money coming out here, money coming out there, and you're not even comfortable investing. A lot of people keep telling me, Anton, you should finance. You can do a lot bigger deals and stuff. No, I'm going to just keep doing it the way that I've been doing it. I'm going to build them cash, put somebody in them, long-term renters, flip the money, roll it into the next deal, and don't do no financing whatsoever. The banks would love to do some financing. The banks would love to do some. I have gotten more calls probably over the last 6 months than I ever have in my entire life from banks. I have gotten more calls from banks that want to assess whether or not we can do business than I ever have in my entire life. And I can't even lie to you. Can't lie to you. I've been tempted to hear their phone calls. I got one that's scheduled soon. Supposedly have a call scheduled next Wednesday. Just see, Anton, just hear me out. I want to hear. I want to see if we. Okay, all right, cool, whatever. Sell me on it. But when you get over leveraged, then you got so much coming out. It's gonna be a headache. It's gonna be a headache. Rather take your time, build it slow, let it roll over. Next thing you know, you got a freight train coming. Start slow, and then you get that freight train going. But a lot of times people bite off more than they could. He said he got 3 other flips. You know how stretched your money is if you got 3 other flips?
3 flips with this building is a lot harder than it seems because cash flow, I need to make more money. So the answer to all this is to make more money. The lesson in all this is more expensive than you think. You're going to get phone calls randomly at night, any day, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter. People will call you because they're having trouble and you're the one that's supposed to fix it because you own the property. The one thing I'll do differently is have more reserves, so I'm not really stressing about all these issues or when the contractor calls me that we need to fix the roof because there's another leak. There's already been 2 leaks on these roofs, on the main building and then on the 2-family. So we have to fix those. So what I would do differently,
This is the type of stuff I love. When y'all create content, and it ain't got to be in real estate or anything, yo, the thing that makes it dope is the realistic aspect of it. Like, he's telling his story. He not just out here selling a dream. Yeah, man, I'm out here doing this. No, he talking about the pros and the cons. He talking about the way that he's suffering. He talking about what his problems are. This is dope content. I actually subscribe to him. I don't really subscribe to people that no anymore. I got to actually be able to see the value in that you bring in and be entertained at the same time because there's too many channels to sift through. I actually subscribe to his channel. I think that he's dope. This is beautiful. Like, this guy is going to be successful. Doesn't matter if he loses his property. It doesn't matter if he's up to his eyeballs. It doesn't matter if he's struggling. It don't matter. None of that matters. He's going to be successful because he's learning. It's not about whether you fail. It's not about whether you get it right every single time. It's about, are you learning so that you go into the next opportunity and you can leverage that information to be more successful the next time. That's the part that people don't understand. It's not about whether you win. It's about whether you learn or whether you fail forward. He's going to be successful in his life. He's going to be a millionaire all day long.
I would have reserves to do the deal, and then I would have the entire rehab budget put to the side, so that way I'm not stressed about coming out of pocket all the time to fix the property because I already have the budget for it, and then I could just worry about just the regular stuff. I already have a deficit of $1,700.
What is his channel? His channel is called Pablo Ottenwalder. Pablo Ottenwalder Jr. He's got 2.6 thousand subscribers. When y'all go over there and y'all subscribe, make sure you tell him that I sent you.
$71 per month. I'm against the clock right now trying to make this happen. The way I plan to recover from this whole situation is I'm going to raise the rents on all the units. I'm going to fix them up, raise the rent.
That's why y'all landlords be raising the rents on y'all and y'all be sitting there complaining on TikTok.
On all the units, rent the 2 vacant units, and then I'm going to raise the cash flow to $10,000. And then once the cash flow is up to $10,000, I'm going to bring it to a bank. I'm gonna get it appraised. They should appraise at $700,000. I'm gonna do a cash out refinance, pull out like 30 grand out of it. Then it's gonna be stabilized, and then it's gonna make money every single month versus losing money every single month. And that's kind of my plan on that. Or plan B is to go ahead, sell the building, or sell my half, because I do have a business partner on it, sell my half of the equity of the building to him or to anyone else, and then just let them deal with it, and then I focus on my 3 flips. Now, I know if I sell this property, I will regret it, because I know for a fact 10 years from now, this same building is going to be worth $1 million. The rents are going to increase, and then I'm going to regret it. But reality is I need to maintain and I need to live. I got to pay bills. I gotta survive. And 3 flips is hard enough. 3 flips is hard enough. My main thing now is, do I focus on 3 flips, try to get all my equity back so I'm not so tight financially, or push forward, work harder, and try to figure out, or even if I got to get a job, I'll get a job just to maintain, because I know once I refinance this building, it'll pay for itself and I can stop bleeding money. So trying to figure that out as I go. And like I said, I'm just documenting everything. But this is how buying investment properties make me go broke. And then the real numbers that I'm dealing with. And then the real numbers you'll deal with once you buy these properties. Because it's just not as easy as, all right, I'm going to buy this property and then boom, I'm rich. I'll be fine. I'm going to have passive income. I'm going to have generational wealth. That's all nonsense. Now, this building, even after it's fully rented, it's stabilized, everything is good. If 2 people don't pay rent that month, then I'm back in the red. So it's making me really think, like, how bad do I want to be a landlord? Because I know a lot of people that survive just off this, but they have 100 units, 200 units. So that's what
Yeah, shout out to him. I'm definitely going to make sure I link back to it. His name is Pablo Ottenwilder Jr. He's dope. Again, if y'all go and subscribe, make sure you let him know I sent you. But yeah, a lot of people get into this game and they don't really know what they get themselves into, and they get in over their head because they don't have enough money to be able to get to the other side of it. I think that people should start off doing smaller deals, things that they can comfortably cover if there be a situation where, you know, they're not able to sustain, or you have a lull or whatever like that. I think that people should be in that position to do smaller deals and then work their way up to bigger deals. But, you know, it's a learning experience. Everybody get into it for a different reason. I teach something completely different inside of the Patreon. And I'm looking forward to doing a live stream on the Patreon this week. So that information will be in there. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. And for those of you that are in the city, tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to be at Mars and Mingle. A friend of mine said that they wanted me to come. I don't make any money from this. I am not a partner in this. I don't have any capital that goes along with this. This is not my event. This is just something that I am pulling up to and that I want to participate in because it's a friend of mine and they are having an event that I think is probably going to be dope inside of the city. And so if you want to come and kick it with me personally, I'll leave the information is pinned to the top of the chat for y'all to be able to tap in. Or you can go to margsandmingle.eventbrite.com, I believe. So I'll be there. And if you don't, cool. Then we'll see you on the weekend and we'll see you on After Hours. We got After Hours tonight. Let me read a couple more super chats and we're going to get it popping. Good show as always. Saint says, be wise. Also says, value and knowledge is power. That's a fact. Shout out to Be Wise. Dempsey and Construction Services in the building says, what up, though? Shout out to my Detroit people in the building. Hopefully I see you tomorrow night. Been following you since Erica Williams put me on to you. Shout out to Erica Williams. I love Erica Williams. I heard you say on Dogface that you reworking to help Detroit creators. Well, I need your help and I have no issue paying. Let me tell you, Denson, let me tell you what my thoughts are on this. And shout out to you. Thank you for holding me down. Number one, I never charge creators. I've never charged for an interview. I've never charged for insight on the creators type stuff. None of that. But I am very, 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 very skeptical. And I can kick it with you offline. So send me an email. You seem like a good person. But I'm very skeptical about working with people in my own city, as unfortunate as that may seem. Because I hate to say this. But I got to be honest. Historically, whether you want to talk about music, whether you want to talk about culture. I grew up at a time in Detroit where everybody was beefing with everybody. And anytime somebody made it, or anytime somebody got on, or anytime somebody got famous, or anytime somebody got a record deal, it was always some salt thrown on somebody's name. And then we went through a phase in the city recently where everybody was on some support type stuff, and that was just on the music scene. So what you seen happening with Vezo and Peasy and Babyface Ray and Cash Doll and all of these people, any internal conflict was handled within the city, but it never became public and everybody just supported each other. You know what I'm saying? Because people realized that the past wasn't working for us, and a lot of people took our wave and they was utilizing it in order to capitalize off of it. And so the people that was getting on back in the day, you had to leave. M had to leave, go get with Dre. Different people moved down to Atlanta. Sean had to go and get with Ye. And so it was never real culture because everybody had to leave to go and do their thing. And so we kind of had a crabs in the barrel mentality, because instead of us supporting each other like other regions did, we hated when somebody else get on. And I seen the same thing start to happen when it came to content creation. Now, I've been very, 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 very careful about not criticizing anybody that I knowingly know is from Detroit. Even when it came to reaction videos, or even when it came to popular culture, if I seen certain things happen with people that had visibility, then they was from the city, I would just not comment on it, because, I wanted to make sure that I preserved the culture and the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, even there are people that I didn't like or I didn't care for, and I've just never mentioned them. You know what I'm saying? Based off of some internal stuff that was happening. But I never, ever threw anybody from the city under the bus. And when I went there, and I never speak on it, but when I went there, it kind of broke my heart, because I offered an olive branch to a much, 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 much smaller podcast, but I seen what they was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to create controversy so that they could get on and push the platform and, hopefully get more visibility and all of this stuff. And so they only had like 30, 35 people that was watching and all of that stuff. And so I decided to pull up because they were from Detroit. I decided to pull up so that I can kind of create an opportunity and offer an olive branch. And I'm like, yo, y'all should hit me up offline and we can connect and we can work together to see how it is that we can help to blow y'all up, because I don't want everybody else get the wave. I want to also help the people from my city. And being the person that has the biggest platform from the city and in Michigan in general, and to be crossing over 1 million subscribers on one of my platforms, I said that it was important for me to help other people from the city get on, because even though I got it out the mud, I don't want everybody else to struggle. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this wave going and we, work together. Let's put it together. But what I seen happen, and even afterwards, even having a conversation afterwards, was clout chasing, just to be fair. And I don't have any problem with people. I don't have anything from it, but I had to step away from it because, again, it broke my heart, because it was just clout chasing. And it was like, I seen some of the stuff that was said afterwards, and nobody reached out, but everybody, and it doesn't hurt me because I'm already where I'm going to be, right? I can do anything I want to do. I got the biggest platform in the city. But instead of leveraging me, instead of taking advantage of the opportunity and the olive branch that I extended, it was on some, oh, fuck him, fuck, and then I seen the chick on there, and she went off and she did her little bold show that didn't have no viewers, but was still talking crazy stuff and stuff like that. And I was just like, reminds me of the 90s. Remind me of the 90s. So what I decided to do is not reply, don't go to the platform, don't reach out, don't answer any visibility, don't give no and I'm not saying that anybody needs me, but it would have been nice, you know what I'm saying, to help people, put them on or anything like that. But we got a crabs, and it's just like the black community. Honestly, it's just like the black community. It's all crabs in the barrel mentality. And I'm a huge advocate for pushing stuff. And, you know, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But I don't feel no type of way about it. I don't feel no type of way about it. Instead of people taking advantage of the information that I have and the experience that I've been able to experience on how to build a platform successfully, I just give it to my bag chasers. I just give it to my bag chasers. I don't want to shut nobody down. I'm not trying to stop nobody's motion. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who. We not saying no names. We not doing none of that. We don't care about that type of stuff. This is the last time that I'm going to talk about it and mention it, because I don't feel no type of way either way. I don't have no negativity or no positivity towards anything. But all I am saying is, it's unfortunate. It's heartbreaking. Because we all know each other. Like, and you know what the worst part about the whole situation is? Because you know me, I live my life like an open book, so I'm gonna be transparent. I know I met him in real life, like just on some organic stuff. I think my homeboy had introduced us together, and I dapped him up like, yo, what's up? I was at a Pistons game. And I was down there on the court, and I was by the little bar area, and I met him, I think, one time at the Pistons game. And it was just some chopping up, kicking, okay, I feel you, bro. Okay, I see you. And then it just kept it moving. So when I finally started to see him on the internet trying to do his thing and stuff like that, and I was on some support type stuff like, yeah, man, I rock with you or whatever. Don't necessarily rock with the stuff that he was saying, but I don't have to agree with you in order to support you. If you're from the city, I'm supporting you, right? But then it just became 100% clout chasing. All clout chasing, all of that type of stuff. And it's like, okay, so you looking to make a name off my name because you think it's getting you some views. It could have been different, you know? So it's just the ways. It's the ways. It just is what it is. No love lost. No, none of that. Everything is cool. Life is good. We millionaires. What do I have to complain about? I got bag chasers. What do we have to complain about? You know? So that's kind of my mentality. I'm just very, very, very careful and skeptical. I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to keep an open eye and an open mind and a pure heart. And I only want to help my bag chasers. I only care about my bag chasers. Shout out to Nichelle, says, thank you, AD. You are the best. Thank you, Nichelle. I appreciate you. All right. Well, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I think that y'all are the greatest audience on earth. We have after hours tonight. And I think that you guys, I don't care about haters. I care about money and I care about being successful. Make sure you guys tap into after hours tonight. Sterling, what up, Sterling? Sterling says, it's embarrassing to say, but I've learned more about business and how to thoroughly substantiate my argument from this platform than my own family. That's not embarrassing. That's not embarrassing at all. I think that that's dope. And I appreciate you for saying that. That just means that we add value to each other, you know? All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. It was an awesome show. We cooked, we cleaned, and now we leaving them. We leaving the money on the table. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.